Hello everyone, welcome back to Bitcoin New York. A little bit past 8 p.m. The 3-day charts and daily charts has been confirmed, so I would like to share to you guys about what I think about these charts. Today's title is Bitcoin and Altcoin Conversion Function to Rise. I'll get into this and explain to you guys as I get into it. So today we are going to Bitcoins, Ethers, Binance coins, DOGE coins, and VeChains. And we will be getting into the total market cap at the end. So let's get into this, guys. First of all, the Fear and Greed Index. So right now it's about here. There are some fluctuations in here. So looking at over here. So if it goes down to these numbers, it usually takes a little time to get back up. And today is 24. Almost the same as yesterday, but there is a little bit more of capital into the market right now. So I think a little bit more of a buy market, I would say. So that is the current situation of this right now. And Bitcoins in US dollars. Starting on this blue line here. Starting on a sell there. So this triangle right here is... So this part was what I was getting into and keeping an eye out for right now. So the daily charts only started here, and the 3-day charts here have a very long charts over here. There are 2 days left in the market right now, and the market days here, it's had a little bit of slowing down there on the selling off there. So the golden cross hasn't actually happened yet, but it's starting to recover from being oversold right now. The RSIs are looking like this. It feels like there is going to be a change in directions in the near future, but if it goes lower, I think there will be another sell-off, and that is the situation right now. And as I was getting into this before, this trend line over here. So this is what it looks like right now. I think this is pretty good. This is the November of 2018. And this is November of 2020. Oh, sorry, March of 2020. That was time of Corona. And this is at the resistance points right now. So if this touch over here and come up again, that will become a triangle there on the RSI here. So there is a lot of selling power, but I think there is going to be a reverse, that's going to have a reverse on the situation. And I saw the video yesterday, which I did on the monthly charts. So this is about to make a dead cross here. And as I said yesterday, this over here, this part has dead crossed and then fell off once and came back again and then make a golden cross again. So that actually took a little bit of time there, about a month and a half. So I think it's gonna maybe follow those patterns a little bit over here and take a little bit of time until September around. And I have to practice this in the weekly charts. And as I've been hearing on Twitter, I hear a lot of concerns, but what I think is you shouldn't hesitate to make decisions until you check things in the weekly charts. So on Saturday, the 3-day chart's gonna finish. And then after that, Saturday, Sunday is the day that weekly charts complete. So that is the time to be waiting for, I think. As I can see in these 4-hour charts, this triangle pattern is really coming into play here. And then maybe go sell off and go towards the triangular surface, or go up towards the blue line. So there is a big resistance on those two lines. So it's a matter of if the prices are going through or not on those situations here. If it goes through here, the next line is the green parts there. So if you're going long, take it very carefully. It takes a little bit more time to get through those resistance parts. So it's not much of a long time. So it's actually a pretty good idea to make leverage on these. There's enough chances to be made, even if you miss out on some of those. Yeah, it's about 6 hours, 4 hours around here. Took like 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours around here to get up again. So I think it's looking pretty healthy here. So I think it's actually pretty good. So I don't think it's much of a place to be quick to make decisions on. Just be careful and so steady wins the race in this situation. The next one is Ethers in Tether US dollars. So the last few days there have been this triangular pattern or triangular spikes in here. And the 3-day chart's not looking too weak actually. In 3 days, the stick's kind of long, but the candle itself is pretty long, so, and it's following the line of the EMA line there. So this part, so it's on top of the EMA line. So for the time being, not as, let's get back to Bitcoin. I want to show you guys this. Yeah, it's still not on the EMA line yet, so. But Ethers, on the other hand, so it's on the EMA line. So I think it's a little bit better than Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, Ethers just started on 3-day charts. Sorry, it's a little bit of lag there. Okay, there we go. And the daily charts, it's looking a little under the EMA line. So it's a matter of if it's going to go through, push through the EMA line or not. So maybe this triangular shapes might stop here. So that is pretty strong resistance there. So, and look at it on the 4-hour charts. It's a little bit of on the triangle actually. So looking at it on daily charts is kind of bearish, but looking at it on a 4-hour chart it's kind of bullish. So that is the kind of the mixed up situation that Ether is having. But it kind of all depends on Bitcoin, honestly. So Ethers and dollars is that's it. So now we're getting into Ethers and Bitcoins. It's kind of getting higher, but the one thing I'm concerned is this 3-day charts. This RSI have a little bit of space between the trend line there, so maybe it might follow the EMA line for a little while. So that might take a little bit more time. In this 76K438, that price there, and 60K and 643. So I think those it might fluctuate around those two numbers for a little more while until the RSI gets better. So let's compare this to Bitcoin again. So it's just going between these two here. So after that, if it goes through and pushes down, it will probably go to 228K, just below 30K there. So there might be instances of going through just for show and going up again, but if it goes through for sure, then it will definitely go down to around this number. So I think that's one thing to take into consideration. Sorry, I should have said that before, but I forgot about that. So this is the pretty good point, or the sweet spot here. 36K there. And over here, it's supposed to get into this line in the near future. So in the next 2 weeks, it's supposed to get to these up to the top green line here. So that's one thing that I'm hoping it would go to, or over here. Hopefully this part. So if it will do that, I feel that would be pretty awesome. Okay, let's get back to Ethers. So 2,860 and 2,528. So those two numbers is fluctuating between. And in the 4 hours, it's making a golden cross. And in the daily charts, it's a little bit of resistance from the EMA line. So keep in mind that it will fluctuate between those two ranges. This 0.236 and 0 at the top. So those two are the numbers. So Ethers and Bitcoins. So this part is one thing to take into consideration. So it's either a matter of taking time and selling off, or selling off now and recovering. So that is something I'm considering. And the daily charts are looking a little bit better on top of the trend line here. A little bit more stable on the daily charts here. So maybe go up again and touch the trend line again. So as long as it doesn't sell and push through the line there, it's pretty much the same as Bitcoins and Binance coins in US dollars. So on the 30-day charts, it's have a little bit of resistance on the EMA line there. And it's been on a rise for all day today. And the MACDs, according to the MACDs, the RSIs, looking very beautiful here. So it's made a double bottom here. Oh, that was the ongoing pattern here, 2018. So I think it's gonna go in order of this pattern here on this trend line. So looking back on it, the daily charts here, yeah, it's just making resistance from the EMA line. I think it will sell off a little bit more and go up again, as it is fluctuating in those two lines there between 450 and about 300. So if it goes through that, pushes through and buys out, probably gets to the next market high. And the highs are actually, if this one goes through, I think it will actually get a lot higher if it goes through the fluctuation line and buys out. So about 276% of increased profits there. And the RSI is pretty much at the bottom right now. This was at the time of Corona. So a lot more room to grow right now, according to the RSI. So looking very good actually here. It's on a rising pattern for 2 weeks in a row, looking at it like this. And it's on top of the RSI, so I think it's very different from Bitcoin. So it's actually very, very good. Cardanos are actually a little bit similar to this. I haven't gotten into it today, but it's actually a little bit of the same, so if you got time, check into that. Binance coins and Bitcoins. And this is the 3-day charts here. And as you can see here, it's looking actually pretty good. It's as a matter of if it's going to go through the last market high or not. If it goes through that, 12K under 171. If it goes through that, I think it will go pretty high after that. Probably 26K 600. And the MACDs here, the RSIs, there might be a little bit of a sell-off here in the future, but the weekly charts, it's on top of the EMA line, so maybe one more time, might rise for one more time. It depends on how much the rise is. But I think that is one scenario that it will possibly play out. And the monthly is, or maybe if you're thinking about getting into Binance coins with Bitcoins, probably after the monthly charts closed. There are a lot more room to grow, but probably on the long-term charts. So yeah, DOGE coins in US dollars. So it's starting on a buy there, and it's on top of the EMA line here. And on the daily charts, so it's actually made a golden cross here. And on the EMA line here. So after that, I think they might be following a pattern as before and sell off a little bit. And it's looking at towards the bottom here on the daily chart, so I think it might go down to 37 cents and make a bounce back again after that. So I don't think it's looking too bad. And the Dogecoin's highs are, let me see here. I think I'll probably go for like $1.09 actually. And I think like being on top of the EMA line, both in the daily charts and the 3-day charts are actually pretty good. So I think there might be a little bit of instances of selling off or just a little bit before it goes up. But so yesterday and the day before that was on a high, so yeah, it's actually looking bottom here. So maybe touch here and go up again on the RSIs. So, and there's a lot of good upwards resistance from the EMA line. So I think there might be a little bit more of a time to get into the next rising pattern. If it just holds out on this price here, I think that would be pretty good. Right now, it's 40 cents, 41 cents. The lows are maybe like 38. Probably the next pattern would be. Can't say anything for sure. Yeah, it's kind of facing downwards. Maybe 36 cents, 37 cents, or maybe even 35 cents. 34 cents actually. If you want some Doge coins, make a market order. That'd be pretty good. And it's actually possibilities of maybe keeping this price for the next day. It's like 36 cents, 37 cents. Yeah, I think that's the situation of this. Maybe have a little bit of resistance and then go up again. But it's already gone through the trend line here. And Dogecoins and Bitcoins. This is looking pretty good actually. The last highs, yeah, it's pretty much the same place. And right now, it couldn't get on top of it, so it's a little bit to the side there. 1,034 Bitcoins. The RSIs, let's see here. Let me get this line out. Yeah, that is looking pretty good. So if it doesn't, I think it's probably flip back on the blue line there. So a lot of the other altcoins are taking a little bit of time, including Bitcoin. But it's on top of things right now. So how many days is this? So after 12 days of sell-offs, it's gone up after that. So I think a lot more buying power in this market. And even on the daily charts, there is a upwards resistance. So there might be an instance of selling off for a little bit, but I think that would just fluctuate on the buying power there. And after this, though, I think the places you would want to make an order are probably 1,034. Sorry, I have kind of trouble getting at the numbers right now. Probably sleepy. And the V chain in US dollars. Yeah, I think it's a little bit on the resistance with the EMA line, on the bottom of the EMA line. So until there is more buying power, I don't think it's gonna get on top of that. But as long as they see the RSIs, it's making a beautiful touch on the trend line. So in dollars, I don't think it's just a matter of time until it gets higher. The daily charts, yeah, there are resistance here. So I think there might be a little bit of fluctuation in there. And the market lows are getting higher, so I think it's pretty good. So it might take a little bit more time, but it's a matter of if it's going through the EMA or not. The weekly charts. So it's on top of the EMA line here. So I don't think it's I don't think it's actually a week chart necessarily. So if you have any of it, I think holding it is would be the smart thing to do. A lot of people over here get like way into the game, like the trade game, really aggressively. So it's about 10 cents right now. So I don't know how much the RSI is gonna go, but I think there are some possibilities of this crypto. I'll update again on Twitter if something happened on this chart. So if you want to see more of this chart, send me a request on Twitter or in the comment section. And I actually think it's Bitcoin is the one that's looking pretty good here. On the 3-day charts, yeah, that is kind of a concern there. This RSI here. So maybe, I think it might go a little bit to the bottom for a little while. But it is kind of following a trend here. And there is a big stick here, so I think there is a lot of buying force even in the selling off phase. So this trend line has been here since November of 2011. So as the time comes, I think it's going to go higher. And right now is 334. And probably the low would be like 107 or around that. So I think it's actually a buying chance right here. And hold on for a moment. The high after this, I think maybe like 615 or 567, around those numbers. The highs are 1,357. Maybe I think around here. If it goes through 1,020, probably go to the next 1,300. I don't think there is any possibility of stopping at the middle. It's either going to be right now, the price right now, or the 1,000 and that kind of range. So next time I'll do it again. I'll get into it a little bit deeper in this. So there's 347% of growth over here. So even if you get it in here, that would be pretty good. So like 236% over here. So yeah, that's the reason of the hype here. So I think that's all for VeChains. Market cap, Bitcoin dominance. So I don't think it's gonna be on getting any higher for a little while here. This is the 3-day charts, so it's starting on the blue chip there. The weekly chart's looking like this. So right now just went up for a week and then went down. So I think this is a pretty strong point, or maybe the resistance here. So these numbers are kind of places that it could be getting into. So it's at a low percentage. So I don't think it's much of a concern. And if Bitcoins go back, I'm pretty sure we'll go back here as well. Looking at it overall, it's went back a little bit, so I don't think it's gonna go lower for a little bit. And the EMA line's getting further and further away, so I think it's gonna slow down for a little while. What goes down must go up, so like that's the fate that it's inevitably gonna be made. Yeah, that is the situation here. And the crypto total market cap is looking like this, kind of fluctuating in that area. Let's get the lines out on the weekly charts here. And this is pretty much at the bottom here with the total market cap. So I think it's just a matter of time till it goes up again. So yeah, looking pretty good here. So I think it might go down and touch that line again. The 3-day charts here. Yeah, a little bit unstable here still. Over here, kind of bullish, I think. Not bullish. So I think that is the situation right now. So a lot more space for cash to be coming in. And as I said before, there might be some media coverage that of scaring you guys out of the crypto market, but there it is. So that is the how much it is selling off right now. So, oh yeah, and I think from 2 videos before I've put up captions, so like just jump to the ones you want to see, So I think that's all for today. So have a good night, guys, and thank you guys. Subscribe and like for more.